Hey Emma,
Yes, Madeline.
what do you call the favorite childhood game of a purple dragon? It's also kind of narcissistic.
I don't know. What do you call it?
I Spyro. Ah! Hello and welcome to Talk This.
It's dangerous to podcast alone.
I'm your resident comedian, Madeline.
And I'm Emma.
And we're here today, as usual, to talk to you about two games, one old,
One new.
and try to mash them together.
Yep.
Although our mashups have been declining in quality over time. And,
Our creativity is dried up.
and I don't think today is, based on today's games, I'm not feeling any real creative sparks.
Yeah.
Creative sparks. The dragonfly.
Wow. 2 jokes for the price of one episode.
I've got a lot. I was thinking about
Which is $0.
I was thinking about making it like a mashup of like, oh, Isaac Asimov and a classic purple dragon. I Spy Robot.
Wow.
I thought it was good.
That's so funny. There's that college education.
Yeah, those tuition
coming
dollars
in.
at work. Anyway, as you might have started to pick up from the joke and all my jokes, today we're going to be talking, our old game is Spyro the Dragon,
Mm-hmm.
and our new game, which I haven't really made reference to yet, but I'm sure Emma's got lots of jokes about it, is Just Dance, the Just Dance series.
Our joke is our dancing.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
You're going to be seeing that up on the social media this week, so if you want to see us embarrass ourselves to Just Dance, you know I'm going to be doing September. I'm doing it right now, and people can't see, but you'll have to imagine. Let's not sing too much or they might ask us for royalties.
Oops.
Whoops! Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Was that recognizable as the song, though? That's the
Speaking of
question.
fire, Spyro the Dragon.
Wow.
Yeah, not a great segue, but here we are. Does Spyro breathe fire?
I honestly don't know.
Alright.
I imagine, probably, he's a dragon. Feel like if you have a dragon, it has to be able to breathe fire at least a little bit. He can fly. That's also a dragon thing.
Thanks, Sam.
You're welcome.
So, Spyro the Dragon, for those of you who aren't gonna read our show notes, which this week, I swear to God, I'm gonna update. For those of you who aren't gonna read my beautifully written summary in the show notes, Spyro the Dragon, is honestly pretty much what it sounds like.
It's about Spyro.
You play as Spyro the Dragon, who's this little purple dragon, and there have been like 10 Spyro games now by almost that many developers. But pretty much always you're Spyro, and you're running around the Dragon Realm, or some kind of offshoot of the Dragon Realm, and you're trying to find something.
Or, yeah.
It's like a collectible kind of adventure.
Yeah.
The game we played, and why I was kind of excited that we pulled Spyro last week from the hat, we played Spyro Year of the Dragon as kids. Get it? Because it's about a dragon. Year of the Dragon.
It was also released in the Year of the Dragon.
Yeah, I saw that. Neat little tie-in. But yeah, so in Spyro Year of the Dragon, which is actually Spyro 3, but pretty much all of the Spyro games, it's just all that varies is what you're collecting.
Yeah. I don't know if there's really any sort of narrative thread that connects them all, or if there's any reference to previous games in
Well, characters
latter
come
games.
back.
Well, yeah, of course. But yeah, there's connected characters, but they ever make, it's not like one event feeds into the next event. It's just like Dragonland is constantly in some sort of chaos.
Yeah.
So
So like in the first one, it's you have to rescue the dragons themselves, and then in the third one, Spyro Year of the Dragon, which is what we played, basically it's like the dragon eggs have all been stolen by an evil rabbit named Bianca, who's working for a sorceress, but I'm more concerned with the evil rabbit. Because the dragons, of course, only get their eggs, on that every 12th year in the Year of the Dragon. So all the eggs have been delivered, but Bianca steals them, and it's your job as Spyro to get them back.
It's actually kind of a horrifying premise. honestly. It's like all the babies
have been stolen.
and
Find the dragon
scattered
babies.
through the world
By an
in
evil
the
rabbit.
wild.
I think it's funny that it's an evil bunny that steals the eggs.
Yeah.
Little fun twist in the Easter bunny myth.
Oh yeah,
there.
I guess that's true.
Bianca. But yeah, it's like you just run around collecting eggs, and you have to collect gems to get eggs, and there's all sorts of animal companions, and you play a lot of mini games and stuff. And this is a really well-reviewed game, and a really beloved game. And I remember it being great, but then I was going back and I was reading about it, and it just seems kind of boring.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was one of many, like, similar sort of style games in that era. It was, like, based off the popularity of, like, stuff like Crash Bandicoot
Yeah,
and
they were
stuff.
inspired by Doom and Crash Bandicoot, apparently.
By Doom?
Yeah, I don't know. That's just what the guy said. I was reading about it. The developer said.
If anyone can tell us how Spyro the Dragon is influenced by Doom, please let us know.
We'll give you a shout out in the next episode.
Is there some missing scene of gross gore that I'm missing from Spyro? Have I blocked it out of my memory?
I'm just so interested in how Spyro the Dragon is such a product of a different time in the video game world.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's still some elements of that idea of like wandering around collecting things. Only now you're wandering around collecting side quests, essentially, right?
Yeah.
It's like a tiny open world.
And it's interesting that Spyro, this like purple cartoon dragon, is kind of the grandfather of our side quest tradition now, or at least up there in the ancestors of that. It just seems it's such a, not to say Spyro's dumb, but it's just like a weird, like who would want to work on that? No, but seriously, like Insomniac Games worked on just Spyro games for like 5 years. That's all they made.
And their next one was
Ratchet and
Ratchet
Clank. Throwback. Not Jack and Daxter,
Yeah.
if you were listening to that episode.
I mean, it's sort of interesting actually to look at those two companies in parallel a little bit. At this point, you know, they start with their little like cartoony one. You know, they've got Spyro and Crash Bandicoot,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have Ratchet and Clank and Jack and Daxter, which
Mhm.
are pretty similar. Like they have similar structures and sort of, you know, setting it up as you know, like you're the one, and then you have the little sidekick that
Mhm.
you carry around. And now like.
So Spyro has a sidekick. Sparks, the dragonfly.
I'm not saying there's not a sidekick, but there's two people in the names. The
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
point is the partnership in both those games. But now they're like Insomniac's working on the new Spider-Man, and Naughty Dog's making like, you know, action movie, visual, amazing cinematic things now, which
But
is
see,
weird.
But that's what I'm saying. That like I was reading, like I was doing my research for Spyro because I'm a good, responsible podcaster. And they're talking. It was like 2014 or whatever. They were talking about like, oh, maybe we'll reboot Spyro. And I don't see. And they've already. That's one thing is Spyro has already been rebooted. Spyro was already rebooted in 2008 once, and now they're saying, oh, maybe we'll bring it back. Sony Entertainment is talking about bringing it back because they're more open to bringing back these beloved childhood games, playing on people's nostalgia as they head into adulthood and don't want to be adults.
Mhm.
But I just don't see how it would ever fit today. Like, you can't make a dark, gritty Spyro, but you would kind of have to.
You don't have to.
Well, but like, what else is it gonna add?
There's plenty of games that aren't dark and gritty.
I know, but the way these developers have moved now, it doesn't seem like it would make sense for them to go back to this like brightly colored.
Well, did they say that? I mean, Insomniac is the original developer, but they only worked on 3 games.
I know, but Insomniac has talked about being open to doing that.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just interesting to me that like this was a game that was. Looking at it now, it looks like a kid's game.
Well,
and we did play it as a kid's game, but it wasn't exactly. Plenty of adults played Spyro.
Well, apparently it's influenced by Doom, so.
Yeah. I'm also. I wanted to talk about Spyro because I was interested in this. I was reading about Year of the Dragon, and in Year of the Dragon, there are like 150 of these dragon eggs you have to collect.
Yeah.
And some of them are just like almost impossible to get. But if you're going to get that, you don't need 100% completion to win the game.
Yeah.
but, 100% completion.
Yeah. What's your point?
I don't know. I just wanted to talk about 100% completion a little bit and your thoughts on it, because I'm a control freak, and
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I've never 100% completed a game. I haven't.
Kingdom Hearts.
I've never 100% completed Kingdom Hearts.
What?
What are you talking about? Like all the freaking mushrooms and stuff that you have to do? You remember
Mushrooms?
the mushroom people? They would turn up and they'd be like, "Oh, I'm cold. Just cast fire on me."
Oh,
That sort of
yes.
stuff, and all the
I'm
trinities.
sorry.
Like Kingdom Hearts is probably the one I've played the most, but you have to find like every trinity and every like mark on the
Okay.
ground. Like 100% completion
Fine.
in any game is insane.
Not
I don't
every
understand how people
trinity.
do it.
I meant like you get all the Dalmatians and all the weapons.
I don't think I got all the Dalmatians. Sorry, dead puppies.
Wow.
Whoops.
No,
Sorry.
that one I have done. That one I'm not gonna get all the trinities. Like, I'm sorry. I could have. We had the strategy guide,
We
but
did have, but that is a dying. I mean, now there's strategy IGN strategy guide. You
well, I
know?
was just writing about that on the blog that's probably up once this episode is posted about strategy guides.
Uh-huh.
A little bit, just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Check out my my walkthrough of a BuzzFeed quiz, by the way.
Yeah.
Super interesting.
I think just for me, like I can't spend that much time with a game. I can't spend like I like to play it and then,
Well,
move forward.
at some point, the satisfaction of getting everything is sort of superseded by this is boring. For a while, it's fun to be like, oh, I'm gonna get everything, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be great. And eventually, it's like, I'm looking for this one godforsaken egg
Yeah.
that I have to gather a billion gems to get.
Yeah. I mean, again, it depends on what you enjoy in a video game and what kind of game it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like gameplay, but I'm not playing just because I love the gameplay. And, like, some people like just wandering through the world trying to find all the, weird areas and the glitches they can. I can't do that either. I get lost and bored. But that's just because I'm focused on different areas of the game that I like in games, so that's not my play style, quote unquote.
I just feel like I would go for 100% completion if all it meant was like, here's a bajillion side quests and finishing the side quests gets you there. Not like
Even that, there's so many games that have stupid like fetch quests where it's like, go find 3 bunnies and bring them back here. But the bunnies are all over the world, and you just have to run there and grab the bunny and run to the next bunny and grab it and bring it back, and that's the entirety of the side quest. It's like there's so many of those, I feel like always in video games. It's like, how does that not get so tedious and frustrating after a while?
Mhm. Well, it's like Pokemon, right?
Yeah. I would never try to catch all the Pokemon. God.
I don't know.
See, Mountain, that's the thing. That's different play styles, though. You enjoy doing that. I'm there because I want to move forward with the story,
Like,
which
to an extent. I don't know. Now it's like it's become just beyond possibility,
Mhm.
right? I don't really know. I don't know how many Pokemon you're actually able to catch in one version of the most recent games, but I have to imagine it's like you'd have to own both games, plus like 4 other ones, plus go to the Nintendo store, plus see the next movie, or it's just like, it's become just completely out of reach.
Mhm.
Like, I would, and I still sort of do. I mean, we don't really have the games to do it, but it's like, I enjoy playing the first generation, even just the second generation, and being like, oh, I'm gonna try to catch them all. And I'm never really willing to devote that much time to it, but I would if I was 12.
Sure,
Maybe.
yeah.
I don't know. I just not will. I've played too many Pokemon games, and the novelty isn't there enough anymore for me to want to do it.
Mhm.
But I just remember with, and this is a huge tangent, I'm talking about Pokemon, but whatever. With like Ruby and Sapphire, right?
Mhm.
I can't even remember what the fish, Phoebus. Catching a Phoebus is like you're never gonna do it. it's like you have to fish at a certain spot on a certain route, but the certain spot changes, and you have to have a Pokemon with a high beauty stat. It's like, this is just never gonna happen. Like,
Yeah.
I tried and tried and tried. I thought I was doing it right, and it was just never gonna happen. In the same way as, like, the legendary dogs ones in the second ones that just appear at random. It's like, unless I'm really gonna, like, get into the coding of this and how it works and how I'm gonna game it, which, you know, maybe that's valuable for, you know, to learn about how the game is coded so those show up. But when it comes down to random chance, 100% completion, it's like, this isn't fun.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to just completely tedious, doing the same thing over and over, 100% completion, for what? You know?
Yeah.
If someone's going to give me a real life reward for it, okay. But just the satisfaction of that. I mean, as much as I am someone that would give me satisfaction, but I'm not someone who's willing to devote, you know, 1,000 extra hours, not 1,000 extra hours, but 100 extra hours to something, you know?
Yeah. Well, the original Spyro, the first Spyro, I think, if you get 100% completion, you get, like, a secret ending thing. Like, you get 100% completion, and then there's some, like, portal you go through or whatever, and it adds, like, an extra scene where all the dragons get frozen again. And Spyro's like, oh, here we go again!
That sucks.
I know.
That's horrible. But no, I mean, okay, that might have been cool. When did the first Spyro come out? 20 years ago. Something like 20 years ago.
Maybe?
Not the Year of the Dragon, I think, was 2000.
Okay.
So, we're talking almost 20 years ago now. Yeah. That would have been cool then, when there was no YouTube and not a huge online gaming community and whatever. But now it's like, somebody else is going to do it for me. I can go watch that secret ending, you know, a day after the game comes out.
Yeah, it's true. Well, probably not a day after the game comes out.
Speedrunners.
A while. Speedrunning is a whole different thing. It's not like they just jump into the game and speedrun it. Like, there's a whole process, an investigative thing that goes into speedrunning. It's kind of fascinating,
I was kidding.
But
okay, but fine. Like a month after, you'll be able to see. Probably not even that long, but for a big game, sure, maybe a month after, you'll be able to go see everything, anything online, even for games that you didn't play at all.
I mean, I do that. I watch Let's Plays for games that look interesting and look like they're, you know, neat in some way, but one that I know I'm never gonna actually play.
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch Let's Plays so I can see what it's all about. And well, go back to Kingdom Hearts. Like, they always have many secret endings that you can only get by, like, playing the game on really difficult, or if you're playing on standard, like, doing everything in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of those I've just looked up online because I know that they exist and I want to see them, but, like, don't want to put that much effort in.
Right.
So I'll just YouTube it.
In the same way, like, you were talking about how you don't like wandering around and finding glitches and whatever.
Yeah.
I'm kind of fascinated by video game glitches.
Yeah.
Like, I would never go looking for them on my own in a game.
Yeah.
Mostly because I just don't have the computer skills to know what I would be looking for.
Yeah.
And also because very rarely have I spent enough time playing a game that I'm that bored.
Yeah.
But, like, I think they're super, like, weird and interesting, and I love reading about them online.
Mm-hmm.
Every time we do these games, I, like, look for funny glitches, and I'm like...
You should watch the several video compilations of Mass Effect Andromeda glitches. It released pretty broken. They're sort of horrifying, some of these glitches. And I recommend, if you ever need a laugh, just look them up. You can watch someone's head twisting around, or watch people falling into eternity forever.
Well, Spyro has kind of a fun one, or at least a kind of fun mechanic. Not fun, exactly, for one, that I was reading about. So basically... So, like, in Spyro 3, specifically, Spyro Year of the Dragon. So, like, in Spyro, you've got this fairy named Zoe, who shows up at checkpoints. I guess it's like a save point kind of mechanism, but occasionally gives you advice or whatever. So, like, this is released in, like, 2000. So, like, these game companies, I mean, they still do. But these game companies are having, like, major problems with piracy.
Yeah.
Like, horrifying problems with piracy. And they're trying everything they can to like, they recognize they're not going to be able to stop piracy, but to throw every roadblock they can.
Yeah.
Because apparently, like, within the first 2 months of the game coming out, it sells, like, 30 to 50% of what it's going to sell.
Yeah.
Most of the time. So, like, they had, up until this point, been doing just, like, copy protection, right? So the game won't play if it gets copied onto a disc that isn't the original disc.
Yeah.
But people are getting around that within days.
Yeah.
So for Spyro 3, they did this new thing called, like, crack protection on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that if anyone had gone into the code and messed with things, it would trigger the game basically, like, breaking itself.
Mm-hmm.
So on these pirated copies, and this, like, it worked. It worked. It bought them, like, 2 months.
Yeah.
Like, nobody, like, the cracked copies eventually came out, but it bought them 2 months. But on these copies, it's like, if you're playing on a hacked copy, this fairy will come up, and talk to you, like, very early in the game, and she'll say, "I'm sorry, Spyro, but you seem to be playing a hacked version of this game. This may be an illegal copy. Since this copy has been modified, you may experience problems that would not occur on a legal copy." And from that point on, like, eggs will be missing, and your dragonfly won't work right, and, like, just all sorts of random glitches that they wrote into the code to ruin hackers.
Yeah, I love the piracy protection stories that are all over these, like, old games of, like, creative ways they tried to, like, break their game that would trigger only when it was a pirated copy.
Yeah.
Like, there's a version of The Sims where, you know, like, when your Sims shower, it does, like, the little pixel thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're playing on a pirated copy, slowly the pixelation will just grow and grow and grow until it's covering your entire screen. And I love the ones, there's always ones, like that one, for instance, where people will go on forums and be like, "This is happening to my game. Why is this happening? What can I do to fix this? Does anyone else experience this? What is the fix?" And then the developers will find it and be like, "That's because you stole our game! Suck it up, man!"
No, I should post this. There's a whole long blog from one of the developers about, like, how they did it and why they did it. Yeah. It's like, basically they have a code in there that detects errors.
Yeah.
I
think the way that's carried over into the present day right now is in streamers, right? Different companies have different streaming policies, because, like, I mean, on one hand, it might convince people to play your game, right? If they want to check out a little bit, so they'll watch a streamer and be like, "Oh, this looks cool, I'll get it."
Or they won't play the game at all.
Or they won't play the game at all, they'll just watch their favorite Let's Player play it.
Mm-hmm.
So, there was, like, this whole thing with Atlas and Persona 5, where they gave streamers, like, an in-game date cutoff and was like, "We will pursue legal action if you go further than this." But there's so much backlash against them that they pushed the in-game cutoff date forward, and we're like, "We're sorry, we didn't mean to scare anybody." But it's like, it was very sort of controversial. But we should probably move on to the ultimate Let's Play. I would watch so many people Let's Play Just Dance.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
All the time.
We do? Right.
Okay, so when Just Dance is a game, we own it, but we also play it with upcoming guest hosts, our younger sisters, Aurora and Melina.
Yeah.
And sometimes they can get a little bit possessive about the controller or whatever, or, like, not really doing the moves. So Dad will put on videos.
Oh, yeah. That's what they've been doing lately.
Yeah.
Cover your ears, little girls.
Oh, no.
No, I think that they
Ruin
know.
the magic.
I think that they know. But it just puts on videos so they can sort of do them while not being like, bad.
Yeah. You guys are great dancers. Not that it would be bad. But
Melina, our little sister, likes the ones where you can spin around and put her up on your back. Any ones that involve those moves.
Yeah.
And then once you start spinning, you don't stop spinning. You keep spinning. Round and around and around. But that's pretty much how we dance to them, too.
So, Just Dance doesn't have a plot. And,
Or does it?
Quite frankly, you can probably figure out how it works just from the title.
Yeah.
But what you do, there's not even, like, a story mode, right? There's not even, like, a real progression.
I think that there is. It's not like a story mode, but you'll have, like, adventure mode or something in some of the later ones.
Okay, fine. But, like, basically it's like their songs, sometimes they are actual popular songs, sometimes they are kind of like J-pop, K-pop songs.
Yeah, sometimes they're, like, soundtrack songs.
Sometimes they are covers
of
popular songs.
Yeah,
Less
like
so
all the Britney
now.
Spears ones.
Less, like, as you go towards the more contemporary ones, there are less covers.
Yeah.
But...
And you can also get Just Dance Unlimited, where every single Just Dance is there for you.
We had that for a little bit.
But you have to subscribe.
Yeah. You got it like when you buy a game for a little bit, right?
Yeah, we could only find the gold version of the latest one, which came with 3 months free of Just Dance Unlimited.
So literally all Emma did for 3 months.
Just dance. No, I didn't.
She just danced.
Yeah. But in the later ones too, the older ones, you have your PlayStation Move, right, which is a motion controller. It looks like a little wand that you hold in your hand while you're dancing, and you can still use that, but now you can also just get the PlayStation camera, and it'll actually grade you. Like, when you have the controller, it's really only grading you on what your right hand is doing. But if you use the camera, it actually watches all of your body, and therefore you get a much worse score. So I don't like to do it that way.
Sometimes I think you would get, like, how does it work? Like, does it say, like, I'm interested in how that works.
I imagine it watches, instead of just one hand, like both your hands and sort of your feet. That's sort of how I picture it doing that, but
it's freaky.
Like, some of the dances, like, doing all the things that the dancer is doing is really hard.
Well, yeah, because they are much more skilled.
Yeah. But, I mean, these are dances that people are supposed to be able to do, but I guess half the fun is being terrible at them, right?
Yeah, kind of the real joy of Just Dance is failing.
Yeah.
By the time you get good at Just Dance, you shouldn't be doing it anymore.
I don't know if that's true. It's sort of fun when you can get one right. When it's like, oh yeah.
No, but I know that, but, like, by the time you're, like, just nailing a routine all the way through, why are you bothering to play that song anymore?
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, or rather, like, if you're nailing one all the way through, it only, like, still feels fun because it's in relation to all the ones you suck at.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, I love, like I was saying, like, I'm baller at September. Because it's a really easy dance. It's just like a disco dance. It's super easy. It takes no skill.
Actually, it's hard for me to do that one because they, like, roll their hands in different directions, and I always start rolling mine the wrong way, and then I get stuck.
Well, I guess you have to practice some more.
Yeah, probably. But no, that one I think we're actually pretty good at. We could do, like, Breakout, Flash Mob, September.
I wonder if that's happened. Just Dance.
Well, our mall, the local mall by us, has a Just Dance just in the middle.
Oh, they
in
do.
Front of
Like, out in the mall.
Microsoft store.
Yeah.
They just have it out there. Usually little kids are doing it, so I don't feel like I can steal it from them. But I
my
would.
turn, kids.
Get out of the
way. But yeah, our involvement with dance-based video games goes way back.
Oh yeah.
To Dance Revolution,
which I sucked at even worse than Just Dance.
I think Dance Revolution is more fun. I'm gonna say it.
Oh my gosh. No.
There's just more skill to it. It's not real dancing, but I think it's more fun.
I remember a copy of Dance Revolution where you could put your own music in.
I'm your little butterfly. Oh yeah, we had a game that was like make your own DVR.
And I think we put an audiobook in once.
That's so funny. I sort of remember that.
And we were at our cousin's house, I feel like.
Yeah,
Maybe it was one of the Harry Potters. I don't know which one it was.
I do vaguely remember this.
But we danced to an audiobook. We thought it was really funny.
Very engrossing. Oh, man. No, but it's like, I feel like Like, Dance Dance Revolution is also a better workout if you're playing it.
Well, not if you're fake Just Dancing, yes, then DDR is a better workout. If you're actually trying to do it, I don't know if that's actually true.
Fight me.
Well, it's just because Dance Dance Revolution is just your feet.
Yeah.
Whereas...
Well, unless you're, grooving away.
Okay, sure, you might be grooving away, but Just Dance is actually, like, if you're actually trying to do the routines, it's, like, your whole body. Sometimes with overemphasis on your right arm, but...
That's true. Your right arm really does get sore.
Yeah, it really does. I think, just from doing it, like, I was doing it, like, instead of, like, exercise tapes in the morning a couple weeks, I was trying it, and it's, like... Your right arm just gets worked out so much more. Like, by the end, I would do both my arms, even when it was just supposed to be the right arm, because my left arm was feeling like it hadn't done anything. Yeah, like, it was really weak.
Then it's like, arm spaghetti. She's nervous.
It's not left-hander friendly, either.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Mom does it, though.
Yeah, she does it. She's not...
Case in point.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, man. But it's a fun game. It's a local co-op, so that shoots it to the top of my list. Check. All it takes to be a good game, get a good review at Chalk This, is can I play it with somebody else?
Yes. Okay, bring it on.
No, but it's one of the rare games.
5 stars.
It's one of the rare games that is probably more fun to watch than to play.
I think it's equally fun.
Well, fine, but that's rare enough in itself.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very rare.
For everyone. I enjoy watching other people play video games,
you're...
particularly when they're Madelyn and they suck.
Wow, rude. I'm gonna remind everyone again that it was an Iron Giant type situation.
She made Loaderbot explode, her only friend!
Oh, man.
If anything can show you what a monster truly is lurking inside your friend, it's if they make Loaderbot explode in Tales from the Borderlands.
I don't think we've talked about this since the first episode.
So if you're worried that your friend is perhaps secretly an evil, cruel sociopath who would trip you in a zombie apocalypse, just make them play episode 1 of Tales of the Borderlands and see what they do with Loaderbot.
Zing.
Who only wanted to help and love you.
But if you want to see if your friend's got some sick moves,
give them Just Dance, and the answer will be no.
You remember the iToy? You're talking about the PlayStation camera, and it reminded me of the iToy, which is the very, very, very primitive
the
camera.
iToy. What did we even use the iToy for?
It was like a snowboarding game.
Yeah, but what'd you do with it?
I was not very good at it, as I recall.
No, it wasn't a snowboarding game. There was like a sci-fi boarding game.
Well, yeah, that's what it was. That's what I meant.
Like, it wasn't, like, because we had the snowboarding games, too.
Yeah.
But there was one that was, like, futuristic boarding.
Whatever happened to the iToy? Did it just get phased out?
Probably. I mean, it just, it's the first iteration of what the camera is.
Why don't they call the camera the iToy .0?
Was the iToy tied to a particular system, or was it just
I think it was
camera?
PlayStation.
Yeah, I don't know. Now they just call it what it is. PlayStation camera.
It's creepy, though. You can, like, watch photos of yourself dancing. It's very weird.
Oh, yeah. Like, when you use the camera, it records you, and it'll, like, show your best moves, quote-unquote. Like, really fast.
Heavy quote.
Reporting.
Bold
recording.
Quote.
Repeating. Wow, I just
recording, repeating.
4 words in a row that were wrong.
Yeah, those are really bad photos, especially because we're almost always...
It's not even photos, though. I mean, sometimes they're photos, but it's a video. It's like a boomerang.
I love that.
Like, I think I did one of the Justin Bieber songs, and there's one where you have to, like, pull your hands down, like, staccato while, like, moving your hips forward, like, the... You baby or whatever, like the like groovy, like,
no,
like,
keep describing it, please.
The groovy, like, angsty sad move. Does anyone know what maybe I'm talking about? Like,
I
you
don't
pull
understand.
Your hands into with fists, but you're also moving your hips.
Keep explaining. I don't think
It's
you
just-
explained enough.
It just repeated it over and over again. I was like, why would I ever want to see myself do this? Stop it!
Do
and I was
what
wearing,
exactly?
I would do it in my PJs too. It's not like I get dressed up to do Just Dance. And it's like, why would I want to watch this?
Well, the problem is when we're doing it at Dad's, we're almost always just really badly backlit.
Oh, it does take photos of us at Dad's, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I remember it's always during the really worst parts too. Like your ending pose.
Can you describe another move for me, like another favorite move for the folks at home?
I can't think of any more.
Describe something from September.
There's the one where you're like, pushing yourself in either direction. Like you're pushing, you got two walls and you're pushing your whole body one way and then pushing your whole body the other way. So the way you're going, you're extending the opposite arm.
This is gonna be great for the wellness center.
They have to, it's actually mind training.
Sure.
They have to watch the move and then try to describe it to someone else without making any of the motions. They just have to see if they can get the person to do the move they're talking about.
So you were disqualified because you were making the motion all through that.
But the listeners can't tell.
They could probably hear the air moving.
Oh, yeah. Wow. We got some super-powered listeners.
We are recording.
Super listeners.
We're recording in super high def today, so... Let's see. Where are we? We can talk about this for a little longer. Just Dance.
Thank goodness. I have so much left to say.
No, it's a fun game. I wonder when they're actually going to get to the point.
Oh, the new ones, too. You can get a karaoke bonus.
What?
If you plug a mic in.
But how do you hold the mic and dance?
I think you can do it, like, with two people. Like, someone is singing and someone is dancing. Or I guess you hold it in your left hand because you don't have to do it anyway. And then, like, do the moves with the mic. Yeah! That's the only part you have to do.
Yeah. Oh, man. I feel like we've talked about this before, but I'll talk about it on air now. Think about... I can't even talk about it without laughing.
What?
Like going out in public and a song comes on.
Like at the club?
And you do the Just Dance.
I would do it.
Oh my god. There was something...
Jump up on the table.
What
Do
are-
your Just Dance moves.
What are the other songs that we play a lot in the one that we have?
Oh, I don't know. You don't do it as often.
Well, no, that's why I'm asking you.
Oh, I've probably done all the songs.
What's the one
that
with
are
the
on there.
robots?
The one with the robots. Oh. I mean, there's several. Oh, that's the one that the little girls have. They have the rock and roll will take you to the mountain.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard on the radio and been like recent enough to my Just Dance time.
I feel like we've done that one enough. I can actually really do that one well.
Well, bully for you.
That's just because we've done it so much. We watched it so much. That's
the kids ones are really good. The freaky kids ones. Like where you're like a fruit.
I am a gummy bear. Gummy bear.
Oh my god. There's one of them where you're dancing gummy bears. The song I Am a Gummy Bear.
You can bite them 3 times.
I highly, yeah.
Does
3
anyone eat a
times
gummy
you
bear
can bite
in
me.
3 bites?
But I can't imagine 4 bites.
I can see 2. I can see 1, but can anyone stretch it out to 3?
You should look up a Let's Play for I Am a Gummy Bear, because really it's worth it. Alright, so since we've been sucking at mashups, I guess we'll devote more time to it today.
Oh my god.
A Spyro Just Dance mashup.
You have to dance like a dragon. You do it on all 4s. And
Great.
You have to
Well,
attach
this has
a
been
tail.
another episode of... No. Okay.
It's for babies. They're crawling around and have to do their dragon dance.
Okay. You're cut from this broadcast.
No, Alan, it's too dangerous.
I get it. Oh, man. Okay. Pulling it together. Okay, let's do this just systematically, methodically. If we pull apart the games, surely we'll be able to find something
Dance battles.
great, useful, and helpful.
You hunt through the world trying because you want to be the greatest dancer of all time. and you have to track down your rivals all across the world. Some of them suck, some of them are good, but you have to take them all down with your dance funky moves.
Great. You know what that sounds more like it's a mashup with, though, than Spyro?
What?
Pokemon.
Oh. Gotta defeat him up with the dance battle.
That didn't even sound like the theme song. No, okay. What are, like, the fundamental aspects of Spyro? Just like with Tetris that we were talking about. Like, what is fundamentally Spyro? Okay, so there's gotta be a dragon incorporated.
He can fly.
Not the fundamental aspects of a dragon. Like, the gameplay aspects.
He wanders through the world in search of something. Like, many of the same thing.
Mm-hmm. There are a lot of mini games. I wonder if you could just incorporate it as, like, you run around as Spyro, but, like, all your mini games are dragon dance. Like the Chinese dragon dance.
Is there a Chinese dragon dance?
You know the thing where you carry around the dragon head?
Is that a dance? I thought that was just part of their New Year parade.
Well, we had it as part of my kindergarten dance.
Oh, see, we did dangerous things with swords instead.
Well, that's what happens in Mulan.
No, okay, I know this is a non sequitur, but in our music class, we did, like, you know those dances, sword dances, where people, like, make the Star of David or whatever with the swords? Yeah. We did that! We were, like, 10! They weren't actual swords, but they were metal. It was like, what are we doing?
I'm a certified combatant in Rapier Dagger.
But no, you would do it, and then some 10-year-old would lift it all above their head. I just, like, sometimes I remember that we did that, and just strikes me like, what the heck? Why did they have us do that?
Great, fun story, Emma. Okay. How are you gonna incorporate that into a game?
I don't know.
It's so hard when it's something like Just Dance that just has nothing to work with.
Yeah, it really is. Like, all these one-element games, like, really work well on their own, but then it's like, but you can't take elements from them to, like, mash into other elements. Because you only have one element to work with, so there's only so many things you can do. It's like missing pieces that you can put together into a different puzzle.
It's like, all that we can really do is say, okay, here's the one thing that makes Just Dance, and let's add it onto Spyro.
I guess that, you know, there's also the popular music.
That's true. But that's...
Make like a...
Oh, I forgot to mention, Spyro's soundtrack is composed by a member of the Police.
Yeah.
And ever since I learned that, I can't get Roxanne out of my head. This has been that Emma sings, like, one bar.
I don't want to sing more. I don't even want to touch any of the Police's stuff. They'll arrest us.
They'll be watching you.
Yeah.
Every breath you take.
Every note you sing. No, but they have, you know, like, the popular music. You could work with that, I guess, a little bit.
How?
Or just, like, the weird people. The weird, faceless people.
Oh, okay. I have an idea. So Spyro goes to, like, a lot of different worlds, kind of. Like, he'll go through portals to different areas of the realm.
Yeah.
So I wonder if you could take, like, those sort of, like, quote-unquote worlds of Just Dance. Oh, I can't believe we didn't talk about how real people film these dances.
Yeah. In those, like, in the costumes that you see.
Yeah, like, not even in just, like, suits.
Yeah, they do it in the costumes that they see. It's crazy.
That's funny. So you have to dress up, at the wellness center, you'll dress up in costume and dance.
Yeah.
Like a gummy bear.
But they do have, you know, like, their own, like, they have themes into what the song is and the way the dance goes and what the dancer is wearing. So.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. I'm working through the next Spyro reboot. We can't do a dark and gritty Spyro. It's just not gonna work.
Yeah.
But we can't just make a straight Spyro reboot, because, like, honestly, Spyro plays second fiddle to Crash Bandicoot in terms of, like, belovedness.
Yeah.
And if we're gonna reboot a game, just, like, straight, it's gonna be Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
I know those are different companies, but whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if Spyro announced that, Crash Bandicoot would do it, and they would win, and it just wouldn't work. So we can't do a straight reboot. Instead, we have to really steer into that bubblegum sweet, cartoony thing.
Yeah.
And by doing that, we set Spyro in the world of Just Dance.
Nice.
Where he has to retrieve his moves.
Retrieve his moves, yeah.
Yeah. I'm yawning, but it's a great game.
Every area ends with a dance battle.
Yeah, to get the move back.
Yeah.
He had, like, some kind of dance wizard steal his moves.
Yeah,
so he
the
has to travel
dance
all
wizard.
over relearning his moves.
That sounds good.
Oh, shoot.
What?
This is Okami.
So?
Dang it!
It doesn't matter if it's also another
A creature
game.
runs around learning how to
All
dance
games
and draw.
are sort of other games. It's just like
Whoa!
no, in terms of all the elements that go into
I
making them together,
know.
you can always find
I'm
something
just
that's
trying
the
to
same.
make something unique.
You're already making a game that borrows from two different games. Like, of course, it's unique because it's unique. I don't know.
Describe another dance move.
No!
Describe a dance move that Spyro would have to learn. This is for a pitch, so it's really important that you describe it in vivid detail.
Like the...
Here, I'm the studio exec. Okay, I see. This is an interesting game mechanic, but...
Why is that what the studio exec sounds like?
you describe.
I don't think the studio exec is that, like, I don't know. Whatever that is.
So... it sounds like an interesting mechanic, but, like... I don't know why.
Why is it Ditzy Valley Girl studio exec now?
Okay, so this sounds like an interesting game mechanic, but can you describe to me how it would actually be enacted for the player?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, then we're not going to invest in your game.
Ah, darn.
I can't believe you wouldn't describe it. A game was on the line.
We needed to brainstorm more first. I don't know why you dragged me into this meeting all of a sudden.
Oh, man. We're never going to make a game.
Nope.
So, on that depressing note, this has been another episode of Talk This.
It's dangerous to podcast alone.
I'm still your host, Madelyn.
And I'm Emma, your other host.
And I've broken Emma's spirit.
You've broken my spirit.
No!
It's
alright. It's nothing we can't fix in the wellness center.
The wellness center breaks everyone's spirits into a million pieces.
We break them so we can rebuild them.
Whoa.
One up.
You must tear down the world in order to rebuild it.
Anyway.
Madeline turning into a really terrible villain here.
So check us out on social media.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Talk This Podcast.
And check out our website, talkthispodcast.com. This week, sometime, we're finally going to get our episode summary, not summary, it's like our show notes.
Yeah.
Caught up. I say that, but there are like 20 that I have to do.
And we're working on updating the blog a little bit more.
Yeah, there should be a new blog post by the time this goes up. Hopefully, if I do it.
Mm-hmm.
You should also go wish me a very happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Tomorrow is my birthday.
Tomorrow?
Today is Sunday, June 4th, Emma.
I thought it was the 3rd. Oh, it is Sunday, isn't it? No, it's Saturday. Oh, whatever. It's Sunday! Oops.
So yeah, send me some video game birthday wishes. Figure what good is having a podcast if you don't wish for video game birthday wishes.
Yep.
But yeah, check out new blogs, check out our trivia posts, check out, probably there'll be posts of us playing Just Dance this week.
Yep.
If I can talk Emma into it.
Nah.
She won't be in her pajamas, but
yeah.
that's okay.
I will be dressed. Thanks.
Anything else you want to close out the show with? Final parting thoughts?
I guess just what we always say.
I thought you were going to come in with me.
No, you say it.
Oh. Well, just from me, just in one half of Talk This. Have a great day.